with its exceptional development in terms of technology and innovation, and is playing a critical role in the revolution. And therefore, now I would like to invite all of you to have an insight of the Vietnam's role in the AI revolution. And in this industry spotlight, we are able to examine how Vietnam is making contribution to the advancement of AI and how we can make and take the advantage of this technology in the upcoming time. And now, it's our honor to welcome on stage Mr. Bryan Pelz, the founder and managing director of Bootloader, as a moderator for this session. Welcome you. And for the panelists and speakers, please welcome Mr. Thanh Nguyen, Chief Technology Officer of VNG. Welcome you. And next, Mr. Kevin Tung, co-founder and CEO of JobHopin. And next, let's welcome Mr. Nguyen, co-founder of ExtendMe.AI. Thank you. And now, Mr. Bryan Pelz, please take the stage for this session.
Thank you. Hi there. Hello. AI is a massive thing. Thank you for sticking around for this session. I've actually did my first AI startup in 1998. Back then, we were like doing a machine learning startup, and nobody knew what AI was about. There were just a few thousand people doing it worldwide. And it's quite shocking to see the progress then until now. One example that I can use, if you think about the scale of what's happening with artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence is based on a lot of different things, right? At a fundamental level, you have to have a lot of information and you have to have a lot of processing power. And so if you go back to 2000, which is the first time I visited Vietnam, in 2000, you see how thin this is? This is how much processing power you could buy for $1. Let's just say that's $1 of processing power. This is how much I could buy in 2000. Go here to 2004. 2004, I could buy this much processing power for $1. That's when VNG started. You could buy this much. You go 4 steps further, 2008, you could buy this much processing power for $1. Let's go to 2023. How many iPhones do you think you can? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many iPhones do you think? Anybody? 68 iPhones. It's up there, 2-3 times higher than the height of this ceiling here, and it just keeps on going straight up. The world is changing really fast, and a big part of it is because of AI. On top of all of this processing power, with things like Intel and NVIDIA and so forth, you also have infrastructure layers like AWS and so forth getting better all the time. You also have platforms, PyTorch, you have GPT, GPT-2, GPT-3, ChatGPT, GPT-4, keep on improving every day. And you have people building applications on top of these platforms. These platforms just keep on improving all the time. And so hey, welcome. So AI is an absolute revolution, and we've got a few people up here on stage who we're going to be talking with. They asked me if I could talk a little bit about my current startup. My current startup is basically the intersection of AI and mixed reality. We're still in stealth mode, and I do appreciate the offer to talk about what I'm doing. But AI and mixed reality. Mixed reality, Apple is releasing a headset called the Apple Vision Pro sometime next year, early next year. And it mixes the digital world with the physical world. And we're actually creating an app that's going to be launched on that platform when they launch. And we're using AI to do that. First of all, the interesting thing to understand about mixed reality is it's completely different than mobile. Just like mobile is completely different from your laptop or desktop experience. You go back 14, 15 years ago, you could not imagine that TikTok would exist. You could not imagine that Snapchat would exist, or Zallo, for that matter, would exist. And so we have a very interesting transition where people don't really know what to expect, but we have some ideas. And then we have AI. When you're in mixed reality, you want the interface to disappear as much as possible. You want it to be, you want to be understood. You want to understand the environment. You don't want to be tap, 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 clicking, tapping, like you've done forever with your with any software that you've been interacting with before. You want it to be fluid. And so what we're doing is we're trying to understand you. Are you using an AI to understand you as a physiological and emotional human being to understand? So I'm not happy. I'm happy. We actually are working on that problem to give AI a little bit of emotional intelligence. So can't say that much more, but these are some folks that they can actually tell you a lot about what they're doing. So first of all, let's go down the list and tell me what your company is doing and how you're employing AI.
Hello, my name is Thanh Nguyen. I'm the co-founder at ExtendMe. And what we do is we help people create their own personal AIs, and we help them monetize from it.
Hey. Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Thanh. I'm CTO of VNG. I think this morning our CEO Ming has been sharing about VNG story. Actually, I'm responsible for the technology strategy of the company as well as running the digital business, VNG digital business, with utilizing our digital infrastructures and the technology platform, combining of like VNG cloud, security, IoT, business workflow, and others like different business solutions into the digital business. Inside digital business, we are building like inside VNG. Actually, we have been using like generative AI and AI a lot across different business. So VNG, we have game business, communication and media business as Zallo, and we have fintech as well as the digital business, right? I think later I will share a bit more on like how we're using the AI as well as like building the solution for different business to transform and adopt generative AI in their business.
Wow, this is actually a lot more than I expected. I'm so glad it's 3 p.m. already, and we still have a full room of technologists and investors still so diligently. And thank you for having me here today. My name is Kevin. I also go by Tung. I'm the co-founder and CEO of JobHopin. For the last 7 years, we've been focusing in building enterprise solution with AI application for corporation in Vietnam. I'm very proud to be the first and still the only one AI partner that endorsed by SAP Global. And working with SAP for the last 3 years, we get to solve a lot of resume and HR data processing. And ever since the explosions of generative AI, OpenAI, we switch more. We actually, thanks to Steven here, who are preaching us with Microsoft Vietnam, we're very proud to also receiving a lot of support, especially from the enterprise team to integrate GPT-4 into our model that right now widely used at corporation in Vietnam like Vingroup, Techcombank, Masan, right, and so many other companies with a lot of employee data. And I'm so excited to be here today, guys, and with a great panel. I'm actually a fan of you, Bryan. So
really?
Yeah, looking forward to learn so much from you, Bryan.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks again, NIC and Golden Gate for having me.
Thank you very much. Well, this is great. We have different kind of companies that are dealing with AI. Vietnam, the subject here is Vietnam. So if you think of the silicon level, I was talking about at the beginning, NVIDIA's there and so forth. You think about infrastructure level, cloud level. You think about the tooling like PyTorch and ChatGPT. You think about applications, right? Where do you see Vietnam's strengths in this kind of a stack? Any ideas?
If I may, if you look at the entire semiconductor supply chain, there are a few places that Vietnam can enter. And why am I talking about semiconductor? Because when you start your speech, you talk about computing costs. In order to have a real AI economy, you're gonna need a lot of processing power, right? So cheap processing and cheap energy in order to power our AI economy. So where can Vietnam enter that supply chain? So the question is, what kind of time horizon are you looking at? Are you asking for the next 2 years, 5, or the next 15 years, right? Because if we have a plan, let's say for the next 15 years, to have a VSMC, a Vietnam Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, right? Then we can do a lot of stuff so that when we work with our foreign partners, etc., we can have a lot of tech transfer as well as learning where they got the supplies from, as well as where they got the talent from, etc. So there is a lot of opportunity for Vietnam to climb up the supply chain for semiconductor. Software, easy, right? We can already kind of doing that. Our engineers are very good. And then raw materials as well. Vietnam's very good at manufacturing. And then if you move all the way up to the supply chain. So semiconductor is one place I think Vietnam can enter the AI and can do it very aggressively due to the geopolitical situation of U.S. and China. Right? We have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to execute this plan. In terms of AI specifically, so I'm talking as an outsider. I'm talking as someone who's been in the Vietnamese market, not really for only 1 month, right? So from a beginner's point of view, I really like how hungry Vietnamese people are. They hustle, right? They learn, and they are very open to new technology. And if you look at the cost, so if you look at an engineer in the U.S., let's say 16 grand a month, when I start outsourcing to Costa Rica, that cost becomes 8. Now for the same talent, a Vietnamese engineer is like a 4,000, right? So the cost makes a lot of sense, and Vietnamese are very good at math, right? And in order to have good AI, you're gonna need some pretty decent math. So there is a lot of opportunity for Vietnam to enter there as well.
Thank you. Thanh, so you have, so at the beginning, with AI, because it requires so much data and it requires so much processing power, typically it's only the largest companies in the very early stages of AI are actually able to do something. And then what we see is over time, is these applications become really cheap, really fast, as people like Facebook or Meta is releasing open sourcing models, Llama and so forth, that just make it ridiculously cheap. Things that used to cost $5 million in a year to do last year now take an afternoon to do. So tell me, how do you see Vietnam and AI, especially this changing application environment where it becomes easier and easier to do stuff and add value to businesses?
Yeah, so I think basically we know that with the new trend of generative AI, especially like ChatGPT and so on, right? The cost of training as well as inferencing the large language model or generative AI in generally is quite expensive. And yeah, so like you just shared, right? If it's gradually cheaper and cheaper from time to time, and many of currently research is focusing on enriching as well as optimizing the model to make it cheaper and more affordable for most of people, right? So I think that for Vietnam, we do have a lot of opportunity in terms of, because I mean, like just previous sharing, right? So infrastructures, electricity and data center and so on is a key thing that you need a power to run the model, right? And Vietnam is one of the country with very cheap electricity. If you could compare to the country in the region, like let's say like Singapore, is a lot more expensive, right? So Vietnam is one of the country with a cheap energy that is potentially can be a good play for, power the AI, the next generation of GPU inside Vietnam, and as well as there will be a huge opportunity for the DC business to host like those high power AI machines, right? And but again, right, the AI foundation model is expensive and readily will be more affordable, but eventually, right, you will see that the AI application that actually help to the business to run this more efficiently, more, and also, right, I think that the key thing for Vietnam is basically we have a lot of good engineer, a lot of software, like very smart people, and also in terms of labor cost, it's very cheap as well. So basically, I think that for our for Vietnam market, we will see that like there could be a lot more application. We are expecting that there will be a lot more startup that focusing on the AI application side. For solving business issue, the optimization more efficiently, and so on. On the foundation side, I think readily it will be cheaper and cheaper, and many of the startup may be able to just reuse like already pre-trained model and building application on top of that.
To add to Thanh, I think we have so many big funds, VC representative here. And to define a market opportunity, you actually look at 4 things, right? Well, the stability of the government, what we already have in Vietnam's amazing agency like NIC and an amazing ministry, so many other ministries to support us, right? Support VC venture capital flow into the country. And the second list would be abundance of talent, local talents, right? And well, Vietnamese, us here, still very hungry, hardworking, and very honest, especially intellectually honest. And I think that's very important when it comes to AI. Because AI is like sex, guys. It's like back in 7 years ago when I first start working on AI, like everyone talk about it, no one not really doing it. And now everyone doing it and talking about it. So we're so excited with this movement that we're living in. And let's collaborate more.
Okay, thank you very much. I used to be on the board of Pizza 4Ps, right? So Pizza 4Ps, we have a camera looking down at every pizza that comes out of the wood-fired oven. So you have this old technology and new technology. Every pizza that comes out, profiled, is the shape right? Is the leopard spotting correct on the crust? Is the distribution of toppings okay? I mean, that's something that a pizza place is doing now with AI that really has improved the quality of the pizza. It's made it possible for the restaurant to scale. I think there's 30 some odd restaurants now in Vietnam. Are there any other kinds of, this is the last question. Are there any applications that you can think of, if you weren't doing your day job, what would you do with AI right now? What are the big opportunities? And try to keep it to 30 seconds or less.
So, Bryan, I think in Vietnam, 100 million population, only 5 unicorn, right? Look at if you learn from the startup nation like Israel, Estonia, few 7, 8 million, tens of unicorn. Guess what? The next unicorn in Vietnam happening next year will be in AI. We're looking at one, hopefully, Vin Brands, solving very hard problems right here in Vinh Mac. But guess what? The products of Vin Brands is already been utilized at hospital in America. How hard is it to pass all the data privacy and security? But Vin Brands could have done it. And right here with all the Vietnamese talents. So I'm very excited about the healthcare, health science. It's one of very potential for us to explore AI application.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Thanh?
Yeah, I think I share the same idea on like I think that the healthcare or medical is actually will be the one that will be very if we apply those like very large model into that kind of like industry that hopefully we can find that something very interesting out of that.
Thank you. Rick?
And my short answer is personal education. Now with AI, you can just offload the book to an AI and ask any question you want. It really supercharges who you can become and who you are. And as you become a better person, your business would dramatically improve.
Well, thank you. And I have to agree. I think that with AI evolving so quickly, it's going to have more and more of an impact on everybody's lives. And I think in a country of 100 million people that have so many great, smart, and hardworking engineers who are always interested in doing something really cool and cutting edge, this puts a lot of really powerful capabilities in the reach of a lot of developers. And I think that's a very exciting kind of a democratizing kind of thing. So I think Vietnam will have a very bright future, I think, as it comes to AI in the future. All right, thank you very much, everyone.